It ripped along this bottom seam.
All right, I made it to the Arkansas River in Salida. This river is known for its whitewater rapids, so this is a real river town. That water's moving pretty fast. I can only imagine what the rapids look like. Maybe I'll see some. Sat next to the Arkansas River, ate my lunch, did my physiotherapy. Now I'm gonna head back into the San Isabella National Forest, probably about 12, 13 miles today to the northeast, and find a place to camp for the night. I just crossed the Arkansas River. Now I'm gonna head northwest back into the San Isabella National Forest. Find a campsite for the night and be on my way. Salida was nice though. It had a quaint feel to it, although a little touristy as well. But really, you got the feeling that the locals were out. It wasn't just tourists coming through. The locals were hanging out in the park by the river and getting in the water, surfing on the artificial rapids in there. It was cool to see. And now, gonna check out the rest of Colorado. This climb has been fun. I definitely loaded up on too much food again. They just don't sell packages small enough for what I want. And I'm paying for it now on this hill. Climbed about 800 feet from Salida. Getting a nice gentle rain and it feels amazing. I was too lazy this morning to have a climb like this in the afternoon. That's the thing out here. Every day you have a descent, but you also have a climb. It wears on you. Still got a ways to go. So it started dumping and I saw a place to camp. So I set up my tent real quick and I'm either taking a break or I'm gonna stay here tonight. I've only gone 6 miles today, but you know, I'm okay with that. Had a bit of a climb out of here. Yeah, I'm tired, ready to just chill. The wind's picking up, it's rainy, it's cold. So I'm thinking I'm gonna huddle in for the night. I stayed the night here in the San Isabella National Forest, about 6 miles outside of Salida. So now, because I stopped early yesterday, I've got a pretty good climb in front of me. It was a good decision. I was pretty tired. Hadn't slept well the night before in the hostel, but I got a lot of good sleep last night. And now I'm gonna push up this hill and then continue on to Hartzell. Depending on what time I get there, maybe push bond. It's amazing what a good night's sleep can do for your climbing legs. I was really struggling with these yesterday, but I was tired, especially from that climb up Marshall Pass. And then I didn't get good sleep, so not good recovery. But I'm feeling fresh, I'm feeling good. I'm getting up this hill. Well, you can tell I'm getting up close to 10,000 feet again because I'm getting into the pines and leaving the scrub brush behind me. I've been climbing for about 2 hours. I gained about 1,500 feet. I'm gonna stop here, drink a little water, eat some snacks, and keep on going. It's mostly downhill from here. This is some big, wide open country. Mighty lonesome. All right, I made it back to the highway. This is Highway 9, and I'm gonna take it north into Hartzell. See if I wanna stay there tonight. I'm here in Hartzell. This building with a blue roof is a restaurant. Apparently, there's a place you can pitch your tent in the back. I've got about 30 some miles to go to Como, to where that guy's garage is, but I think I'm gonna stay here. It's already over 5 o'clock. Kind of tired of riding on these roads. They're washboarded out. It's kind of annoying. Take a little rest. I made it to Hartzell, Colorado, coming up over the Ute Trail from Salida. There's a bar in town, and they allow bikers to camp behind the bar for free. I went in and ate a hamburger. It wasn't that great, but I figured I would patronize their business since I'm sleeping for free out here. Looks like there's gonna be a fair here tomorrow, Hartzell Days Fair. So I think I'm gonna wake up early and try to be out of here before people start coming around. I'm gonna go scare up some water. I already ate a hamburger, but I might make a second dinner. I've been eating a lot of second dinners these days. These are some of the Colorado 14ers. There's one right there. There's some more. You can see peaks of those mountains are well above the tree line. I believe those are the collegiate peaks. So they're named after the Ivy League schools. There's a Mount Harvard and Mount Yale, that kind of thing. We're definitely getting into some of the high mountain country, but fortunately, I'll be taking one of the lower passes. So I'll just be getting up like 11,400, 500 feet on my way to Breckenridge. I wouldn't fancy going over those 14,000 foot mountains, although there are some passes that go up there, but I'm looking for the lowlands, relatively speaking. 11,000 feet is good enough for me. Welcome to the Wildwood community. This must be a fancy neighborhood out here, right? Just the pines and the hills. It's my kind of neighborhood. We got a pretty ugly thunderstorm brewing here to the north. Just had some lightning strike. It looked close, but it was pretty far away judging by the thunder. But fortunately, this road I'm following kind of curves over to the northwest. I'm hoping I can avoid it. I've got about 12, 13 miles to Como, and then another 6 miles climb up the pass after that. We'll just play it by ear. There's little bits of shelter over here. If that thunderstorm does roll over me, I'll just hide down here in the hills. I was hoping the road would take me through this bright area between these two thunderstorms, but it looks like this road curves more towards the west, right towards this thunderstorm, but it's moving east, and this road goes down into this valley. I think I'm gonna head down there, and the storm is pretty far away, really. So hopefully by the time I get there, it would have blown past, and if not, then I'll hunker down in the trees somewhere and wait for it. That wind is blowing sideways out there. It'd be blowing right into my face if I was riding down that road. So this building came in clutch. And now we're getting some nice hail out there. This ride looks like the lowlands, but I'm getting close to 10,000 feet up here. It's just low because all these peaks are 14ers around me. These thunderstorms, they come up on you fast and hard. It's always nice to find a little barn, but I think it's looking pretty bright over there to the west, and the wind is coming from the west. So I think I'll be on my way pretty soon. Can't see it because it's too small, but I'm watching this little bird. It keeps popping up off the ground, and it's trying to fly into the wind west, and it's just hovering there, flapping its wings, and then it falls back to the ground. And it's tried a couple times. That wind's moving pretty good out there. It's pretty nice out here now. This was the barn I was sheltering in. I'm just waiting a little bit longer for that storm to clear out of my path. I can still hear the thunder up there. So I figured I'd eat some snacks while I wait. Now, when it comes to snacking, we all know about sweet and salty. So what I like to do is I like to have sweet in the form of dried berries. Eat those for a little bit, and then you gotta change your palate a little bit, so you go with salty. Here I got some peanuts with salt on it. Eat some salt, it gets you ready for sweet again. So then I go with some sweet granola type cereal, sweet dry. And then, if I'm feeling real zealous, feeling hungry, ravenous, I work my way back down. And I go back to salty. And then, it's nice to finish up on some berries, so you go back to your dried berries. It's a pretty good system. I usually leave my snack time feeling pretty happy. It's been about 20, 25 minutes. I waited out the storm, my snacks. Now, it's looking pretty clear up ahead, so I'm gonna keep going to Como and then up into the mountains. I made it to Como, named by Italian settlers after its namesake town in Italy, I guess. It's a pretty small town. I'm gonna ride through and continue on up the pass to my campground for the night. So this building in Como was built by Italian stonemasons in the 1800s. And then these steam engines pulled coal out of the mines up in the mountains and brought them down to Denver. So they're restoring them this year, and I guess it'll become a museum. Yeah, it's a beautiful building. Apparently there was a lot more of the building, but it was wooden and it burned down. So this was a pretty big town back in the day, I think, as far as old towns went. When that train was running, now it's pretty much an old ghost town. All right, so that was Como. Not much going on there. Now, I'm gonna take this road up about 7-8 miles. I'm assuming this blacktop will end at some point, and found a place to camp. Looking forward to getting set up and eating dinner. Time to filter some water. Just passed a baby cub, a baby bear cub, a black bear, climbing that tree. I didn't go back to get a better picture because I figure its mama's around somewhere, and I don't want it to feel infringed upon because that would be pretty dangerous. But man, it was cute. It was pretty cute. He didn't really know what to make of me, but I just kept on riding. It's definitely a warning up here. You got to be ready for a bear encounter, and especially as I get further north out of Colorado, those grizzlies will be around. Definitely got to be prepared. And if you see a baby cub, you just can't go back and get a picture, no matter how cute it is, because that mama's around somewhere and she don't like that. You can see Como right down here, back off into the distance. That's where I rode all day yesterday and today. This is the San Isabella National Forest, so I've come a fair piece. It's cool when you can climb up and see all the work you've done. It's a pretty beautiful basin down there. Just caught sight of a cow moose with their calf. I stopped to take a picture and they ran off. I'm gonna camp here tonight. This is a little previously established dispersal camping spot. Got a nice view, a little rocky, but I got a sleeping pad, so I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna get my tent set up because it's starting to sprinkle a little bit. So tomorrow morning, starting out, I've got a climb ahead of me. I've got about 900 feet to climb to the top of the pass, which will be around 11,500 feet. I'm 10,600 right now. And I've got about 4.5 miles for that climb. Then it's gonna be downhill to Breckenridge. I've got about 13 miles between here and Breckenridge. I'll stop there for lunch. I'm just passing through town because I don't want to pay those outrageous prices. And I'm gonna head up, there's the Dillon Reservoir to the north. And I'm gonna look at staying there for the night if I can't find something free. All right, so a little development. As I was making dinner, the wind decided to pick up. So the tent isn't doing so well. It ripped along this bottom seam. And then when I was trying to pick back up one of the poles, the pole put a hole in the tent. So if it rains, I'm gonna get a little wet tonight. My sleeping bag can take it. And it's actually pretty good timing because I knew the tent was on its last leg. It's just been up too long with UV light because I used it all winter and spring. I just left it sitting up, so degraded material. Fortunately, I'm about 27 miles from an REI, and the REI is right on my planned route. I was gonna stop there anyway tomorrow to pick stuff up. As long as it doesn't rain tonight, this is actually perfect timing for this to happen. So let's hope it doesn't rain. But hey, who hasn't been wet before? Who would have thought sleeping on the edge of a cliff up in the mountains at 10,600 feet would be comfortable. That wind was whipping all night. It was cold and miserable, but it didn't rain, so I can't complain. I'm all packed up. I'm gonna go hit this pass and get down the mountain to Breckenridge, some lunch, figure out what I'm gonna do with my tent. I patched it up a little bit. Maybe I can keep using it for a little bit so I can get another shell mailed to me. It'll be the cheapest option rather than buying a whole new tent. We'll see what happens. It's a blustery, cold day up here, but it's sunny, so that's good. All right, let's get going. All right, this is where I came from. You can see the house is down in this valley. I was overlooking those last night when I was sleeping. All right, this is Boreas Pass, almost 11,500 feet. This will be the highest crossing of the Continental Divide that I'll do on this ride. So this was train house, I guess. The guy down in Como told me that the train, to get over all these passes to bring the coal to Denver, it used more coal running the train than they brought with them to sell. So they needed helper trains to get over these passes. They would have engines staged at the bottom of the pass, and they would latch onto the train and help pull up, and then they would turn around here and go back down. The helpers would, while the main train went on. Now I'm gonna head down the pass about 10 miles into Breckenridge and find a nice place to eat lunch.